What if the Bears are about to make a move that sends shockwaves through the NFL, reigniting a fire that fans thought was extinguished long ago? Could the spirit of monsters of the Midway be unearthed, reinvigorating a defense starving for dominance? In a city that bleeds blue and orange, where legends like Peyton, Urlacher, and Hester loom large, the stakes have never been higher. Hit that like button, subscribe for every heart-pounding update, and drop your thoughts below. Are you ready? For the Bears to rise from the ashes and reclaim their rightful position amongst the football elite? Now, let's dive into the whispers swirling through Halas Hall, growing louder as we speak. Sources are hinting at an electrifying possibility, a name that could change the game for our beloved Bears. Rumors have circulated around the league. And while there appears to be a shroud of mystery, one thing is crystal clear. The Bears are looking to bolster their defense with a fierce veteran presence. The excitement is palpable, and the anticipation is killing me. And the name on everyone's lips? Von Miller? Yes, you heard it right. The 8-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time Super Bowl champion, is still available. Under the surface of his recent performance with the Buffalo Bills, where he still managed to rack up 6 sacks, whispers from insiders suggest that Miller could be the missing piece in a puzzle that's been painfully incomplete since the glory days. Imagine him lining up next to Sweat and Ode Ingbo, terrorizing quarterbacks and reclaiming the intimidation factor that has been missing from our defense. This isn't just another free agent signing. Folks, this is about legacy. The Bears need a player who understands the weight of this franchise. Someone who can teach the younger guys what it means to wear that jersey with pride. Football in Chicago isn't just a game. It's an identity, a tradition that runs deep, forged through decades of heartbreak and triumph. Von Miller could be the next link that connects the fierce energy of '85 to today. If the Bears pull this off, imagine the ripple effect. What happens if we can elevate our defense to new heights, possibly snagging a postseason berth? Dreams of playoff runs would transform from a distant hope to a palpable reality. But let's not forget the opposite can happen too. What if we chase this star, only to find ourselves in a downward spiral? Would the burden of expectations crush our hopes once more? It's a tightrope walk, one that could either bring us back to the top or leave us clinging to the edges once again. The questions swirl like an icy winter wind off Lake Michigan. What does this mean for our current strategy? How will our young talent respond to a player of Miller's caliber? Can we balance the experience of a veteran with the raw energy of our emerging stars? The future feels tantalizingly close, but so far out of reach. And as we stand at this crossroads, poised on the brink of something potentially monumental, one thing remains certain: the decision is imminent. Buckle up, Bears fans, because this ride is just beginning, and part 2 is lurking just around the corner, shrouded in mystery and fierce determination. The unknown awaits. I'm telling you. Bears fans, feel the pulse of the city, because it's time to reclaim our narrative. Are you with me? For every soul that wore their blue and orange with pride, who knows that almost isn't good enough? We have lived through the heartbreak of 2010, the glimmers of hope in 2018, and oh, do I need to remind us of the double doink that still reverberates through Chicago's streets? We're staring down the barrel of another season, and the weight of our expectations bears heavy. Can we rise from the ashes of what feels like eternal mediocrity? We can't shy away from the truth. This team is on the brink, and every move made in Halas Hall sends shockwaves through the locker room. Our rivals laugh in delight while we wrestle with promise and despair. I mean, can you imagine the chatter around Lake Michigan as our arch-nemesis Packers see us falter, feasting on our misfortunes? With each game that escapes our grasp, whispers among fans grow louder. They know we're not only fighting teams, but fighting history itself. Look at our past. We had legends like Singletary and Urlacher, symbols of strength and unity. But they trod on fields drenched in memories of missed opportunities that stain our heritage. What if we took the pain we've endured, every last heart-wrenching moment from the 1985 glory to the winding trails of 2006 heartbreaks, and switched the narrative? I can feel that doubt creeping in like lake wind off Soldier Field in December, wrapping around us like a shroud, like every near win that slipped through our fingers. But what if this isn't just another cycle of disappointment? No, what if this is the season we flip the script? Picture this. The Bears return to form, not just as a team, but as a resurgence of everything Chicago embodies: guts, determination, and history alive in our veins. You can almost see the shades of Hester carving up defenses again, hear the crowd erupting as the winds of fortune finally shift in our direction. But lurking in the shadows of this tumultuous path are the specters of the past, whispering doubts. Can our young quarterback learn from legends, rise from the ashes, and weave his own legacy? Or will he fall like so many before him into the abyss of what could have been? That locker room, it's fraught with tension. Players are itching to break free and prove themselves. But there's this haunting reminder: we've been here before. We've tasted hope only for it to turn bitter on the tongue. Rumors swirl through the city. Management might think it's time for drastic changes. Will they pull the trigger too soon, or will they stay the course? Imagine the ripples that could send through not only Hollis Hall, but throughout the league. Will the Lions laugh at our misfortune from the top of their flimsy pedestal, or will they cower at the thought of a re-energized Bears unit hunting them down? And what about the Vikings, with their crusty past, silencing their doubters in the face of rising pressure? But here's the gut check. As we scream into the twilight, longing for our heroes to return us to the promised land, can we trust that the ghosts of our past don't haunt our present? Each game is a war, and every fourth quarter a battleground where dreams either take flight or crash and burn. And in that cacophony of cheers and curses, we must wonder whether this is where it all changes, or if we're merely playing the same sad song of disappointment yet again. When we take one last breath before the chaos unfolds, one thought lingers: is this the dawn of a new era, or just another chapter in our long, agonizing saga? In this theater of dreams, of hard-hitting reality, who are we really rooting for too? Take up the mantle and say, not this time? We're on the edge, and as Bear fans, we know that whatever happens, we will live and die with every play. Are you ready for the ride? As we take this thrilling, turbulent ride once more into what could be the greatest chapter of our storied history, or another crushing chapter, will we stand united, lash out at our doubts, and collectively embrace the tumult as tightly as our hearts, whether it hurts, uplifts, or etches a new tale into our cherished legacy? The time to rally is now, Bears fans. The challenge becomes ours, and as we take each step closer to kickoff, I can reach out and sense the tension like static in the air waiting for that spark. Will we ignite our ascent together, or will we implode, consumed by the weight of our own cursed hopes? The suspense holds us tight, and the question lingers heavier than a sack on a quarterback. Do we finally claim our destiny, or will the past drag us one step closer to oblivion?